Hey guys, it's Sayan. Welcome back on East Asia Stories Together. In this video, I'm going to review the news of the week in China. The first news of the week is about a new incident between Chinese and Philippine vessels in the South China Sea. On August 25th, Philippine and Chinese vessels clashed near Sabina Shoal in the South China Sea. The Philippines claimed China blocked a resupply mission for fishermen, while China accused the Philippine ship of illegal entry and provocation. This follows recent confrontations, including a violent clash in June and a similar face-off in the area on August 16. Despite a recent agreement to rebuild trust, both nations continue to accuse each other of aggressive actions. On August 24th, the Philippines alleged that China fired flares dangerously close to a Philippine patrol aircraft near Scarborough Shoal. Earlier in August, Chinese military planes reportedly made dangerous maneuvers near a Philippine Air Force plane. Sabina Shoal, crucial for resupplying Philippine troops at 2nd Thomas Shoal, is contested by both nations. The South China Sea dispute, including this incident, is expected to be discussed during U.S National Security Adviser Jake Sullivan's visit to China later this week. China asserts sovereignty over nearly all of the South China Sea, including areas claimed by the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Brunei. Beijing has deployed an armada of vessels to protect its claims. An international arbitral tribunal in 2016 ruled Beijing's claim had no basis under international law, a landmark victory for the Philippines. Beijing rejects the decision. Next, China started military drills along its border with Myanmar on Tuesday. Starting Tuesday, the China's People's Liberation Army is conducting a 3-day live fire drill along the China-Myanmar border in Yunnan province. The drills, covering areas like Ruili and Jangkang County, aim to enhance border security and military readiness amidst escalating conflict in Myanmar. The PLA Southern Theater Command stated that the exercises are meant to test rapid mobility and joint combat skills while ensuring stability in border regions. The drill follows cross-border shelling that wounded 5 people in Yunnan in January. It also reflects China's concerns over potential spillover from Myanmar's ongoing civil conflict. Myanmar had been transitioning towards democracy after decades of military rule. In 2015, the National League for Democracy, led by Aung San Suu Kyi, won a landslide victory marking a significant shift towards democratic governance. However, this transition was never entirely smooth, and the military retained significant power and influence. In 2021, the Myanmar military staged a coup d'etat detaining Aung San Suu Kyi, President Win Myint, and other NLD leaders. The military justified the coup by alleging widespread voter fraud in the November 2020 general elections, in which the NLD had won another overwhelming victory. The military declared a state of emergency and transferred power to Commander-in-Chief Min Aung Hlaing. The coup triggered mass protests and civil disobedience across Myanmar, with millions of people taking to the streets to demand the restoration of democracy. Security forces responded with increasing violence. The military and police used live ammunition, rubber bullets, and tear gas to disperse crowds. The brutal crackdown led to thousands of deaths and injuries, with reports of extrajudicial killings and human rights abuses. As the situation deteriorated, Myanmar saw the rise of armed resistance groups. Ethnic armed groups, which had been in conflict with the military for years, began to escalate their activities. New resistance groups emerged, advocating for armed struggle against the military junta. These groups have carried out attacks on military targets and have engaged in guerrilla warfare. China has been seen as relatively supportive of the Myanmar military, partly due to its strategic interests and the need to maintain good relations with Myanmar's current leadership. While not overtly endorsing the coup, China has avoided strong criticism of the military junta. Beijing is seeking to mediate peace efforts because it has significant investments in Myanmar and strategic interests in the region, such as the China-Myanmar Economic Corridor. On the one hand, Myanmar is rich in natural resources, including oil, gas, and minerals. China has significant investment in these sectors and relies on Myanmar for energy supplies and raw materials. Hence, ensuring stability in Myanmar is crucial for safeguarding these investments and securing energy routes. On the other hand, The China-Myanmar Economic Corridor is designed to boost economic cooperation between China and Myanmar by developing a range of infrastructure projects. These projects aim to improve trade routes, enhance regional connectivity, and promote economic growth in both countries. For China, the corridor is envisioned to connect Yunnan with Myanmar's major economic hubs and the Indian Ocean. This access to the Indian Ocean is vital for China's energy security and trade diversification. It would also expand China's influence in Southeast Asia. Lastly, U.S. National Security Adviser Jake Sullivan was in Beijing for a 3-day visit. We covered his meetings with Foreign Minister Wang Yi and President Xi Jinping throughout the week. On Tuesday, U.S. National Security Adviser Jake Sullivan arrived in Beijing for a 3-day visit amid growing U.S. China tensions and an unpredictable election season. This is the first visit by a White House National Security Advisor in 8 years. It is widely seen as a move to set the stage for another summit between President Joe Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Sullivan will meet his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi to address issues such as Taiwan, the South China Sea, the U.S. fentanyl crisis, and the allegation of China supporting Russia's defense industry. On the Chinese side, Mr. Wang is expected to raise the issue of what China considers to be arbitrary measures on the part of the United States in terms of tariffs, export controls, and unilateral sanctions imposed. The visit follows recent clashes between China and the Philippines in the South China Sea, and new U.S. sanctions on Chinese entities over their ties to Russia. On Wednesday, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and U.S. National Security Adviser Jake Sullivan discussed a possible leader-level call between President Xi Jinping and Joe Biden in coming weeks. Wang told Sullivan that Washington should stop selling weapons to Taiwan and refrain from backing the Philippines in the South China Sea. Wang also called on the U.S. to stop trying to suppress China when it comes to the economy, trade, science, and technology. As a side note, the U.S. has imposed various measures, from semiconductor bans to duties on Chinese electric vehicles, to curb China's military development and rein in what it sees as manufacturing overcapacity that threatens U.S. national interest. Sullivan stressed that the United States will continue to take necessary actions to prevent advanced U.S. technologies from being used to undermine its national security. Finally, the meeting aimed to maintain diplomatic channels. Wang and Sullivan agreed to continue cooperation on law enforcement and combating narcotics and climate change, as well as hold a new round of China-U.S. intergovernmental dialogue on artificial intelligence. On Thursday, Chinese President Xi Jinping and the U.S. National Security Adviser Jake Sullivan held a meeting. Xi urged Sullivan to approach China's growth rationally and collaboratively, aiming for stable U.S.-China relations. Xi emphasized seeing each country's development as an opportunity, not a challenge. Sullivan's visit focused on preventing competition from leading to conflict.
President Biden is committed to responsibly managing this consequential relationship to ensure that competition does not veer into conflict or confrontation, and to work together where our interests align.
The two discussed counter-narcotic cooperation, military-to-military communications, and the safety and risks of artificial intelligence. The discussion also included cross-strait issues, Russia's war against Ukraine, and the South China Sea. Xi and Sullivan agreed to maintain dialogue, and preparations are underway for a potential call between Xi and President Biden. Sullivan also met Zhang Yuxia, Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, earlier in the day. He stressed the importance of communication between the rival powers' armed forces to avoid escalation, especially regarding Taiwan, which remains a sensitive issue for China. Both sides expressed a commitment to managing tensions responsibly. Thank you for watching this video. Stay updated on all these topics and more with our daily news roundup on Instagram. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like our content. It really helps us out. See you soon!